Welcome back, everybody, to the Boxscore Sports Podcast. I am your host, Ryan, and we are back after a big divisional round of football. We're here to talk about the NFL. To do that with me is Isaac and a special guest, Enzo. How's it going, Isaac? I am good. I am good. How are you
Oh,
feeling, man?
I've been sick. But
Yeah.
we're back. We're back on the horse. We gotta talk about these games, man. I missed too much.
You did miss, you did miss a lot, and you sound like you missed a lot as well. You just
Gosh.
yeah.
Oh man, this is nothing compared to last week. If you guys would have heard me, I probably was on my deathbed, bro. That's how bad it
Oh
was. I was knocked out. It was bad. Throwing up,
yes,
everything.
playing
So
hurt, playing hurt.
playing hurt.
Yeah, that playing hurt now.
But
So why don't?
how do you feel about them lines though?
Oh, excited, man. We're gonna get into it. Nervous, obviously, about this weekend.
Sure.
Which we'll talk about, but I am excited. I'm glad they got to where they are. It's a little bit of a surprise this season, but
Yeah, it is.
glad they did it. Glad they did it.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. So
yeah,
happy.
yeah. And we're gonna talk about your new head coach in a second as well. But why don't we go ahead and recap the divisional round of the playoffs? You ready to do that?
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay. Yeah, let's get to our first topic. We're gonna first talk about the Chiefs beating the Bills. They escaped Buffalo 27-24. Um,
What a
this is
game.
now, yeah, what a game is right. So the Chiefs have now made the AFC Championship game 6 times in a row. There was 5 lead changes leading into the fourth quarter. Into the fourth quarter, it was back and forth. It slowed down a little bit. Great games by Mahomes and Allen. Dude, what were your takeaways from this game?
The Buffalo Bills kicker blew it. Tyler
He
Bass
did.
blew the kick, but I mean it didn't look like it was that windy though. But I guess like in Buffalo, it's just weird. Like I guess it is like that. I guess in that stadium, where you
Sure.
can't, you know. So I don't know if it's totally on the kicker, but you're a professional field goal kicker. So I don't know. That's tough. You can't miss that. But basically, what I took out of all this is the Chiefs are the New England Patriots, right? I think I told you this. Can't count out
Hmm.
Patrick Mahomes despite the struggles this year with the wide receivers. They didn't look like they were having those trouble dropping the ball this game. I barely saw that many drops. Was there
Yeah, it's
any
like
drops?
I don't remember. I think Kelsey might have dropped one, but like I don't like I think their team's ready to play. They showed up when it mattered the most,
And
and I think you're
that's
right. Like,
exactly, and that's what I think.
yeah,
Like with the Chiefs, they're a playoff team, so when it's the playoffs, they lock in. So, and I think I said this, earlier in the year too, where I was like, man, just because everybody's been talking how bad the Chiefs been playing, they used to say this about the New England Patriots all the time, but the Patriots had struggles too. Like, oh, Brady's this, Brady's that. When you have these star players playing and that have been there before, and like the Chiefs have been like this is the sixth straight time now. That's exactly what
yep.
the Patriots did. They went to eight straight, I believe, did they? The Patriots. So
It might have been. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the Chiefs are
Uh,
definitely looking like the Pats, bro, in this era. So you can't count them out.
yeah. It's sad because like the Bills, Josh Allen played a really good game.
He did,
Um,
he did. But I feel like at the last drive there, he could have did it. He could have played that a little bit better.
yeah, he missed digs
Those
underneath.
two,
He went.
yes, he did.
Yeah, he went. He could have went. With the safe throw, he tried to go for a big touchdown in that moment. Um, there was what was so funny about that last drive. The Bills seemed to like want to waste clock the entire way downfield, and then when they got to the point where when it went 2 minute warning, and then all of a sudden they went and just tried to score quickly. And I didn't
Right.
understand that because I thought the whole point was let's not give the Chiefs
Any more
a
time?
lot of
Like, have
time.
you
Right,
guys
right,
learned from the past? You can't give
right,
them even
right.
13 seconds of game clock.
Correct,
You
correct.
know,
So that was a little bit. So I would agree with you there. There was a couple. Obviously the wide right field goal. If you're a Buffalo Bill fan, 91. That's a pretty tough that would happen to you guys again. And then did you see that fake punt? I don't understand that fake punt, dude. I didn't agree with it when it happened. The play, and then Tony Romo was trying to justify it by saying like there was not enough guys on the field for the Chiefs, but it's still hard to run 5 yards off of a fake punt like that. I don't understand
And
what they
with
were doing
DeMar
there.
Hamlin too.
Right,
You
yeah,
know, like
exactly.
the guy technically died on the field last year.
Right.
And you having him do this in a playoff game?
Yeah, you think you'd put a runner out there to do it, you know?
You think you would have James Cook or somebody doing it like that?
Correct.
Bro, it's terrible. The Buffalo Bills had this game.
I know.
You know, and they just, it sucks because this is what Patrick Mahomes' very first playoff win on the road game ever in his career.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't. Everybody's saying, "Oh, he's only good at Arrowhead." He shows he can win on the road too in the playoffs when it matters most. So, that's another tally on his belt now.
Yeah. Where would you what was I gonna ask? Oh, so there was another thing that happened in the game where Nicole Hardman fumbled the ball out of bounds. It's been a real talking point. I just wanted to get your thoughts on what you would do in a situation where some people think that the defense shouldn't be rewarded the ball in that scenario. Is there any way you would fix that? Because it sounds like they're going to be looking into fixing that rule.
No, you can't fix that. You fumble it in the end zone.
Yeah.
I don't think they should change that. I believe that you fumble it, you get to the end zone, you fumble it, and you lose it. Yeah, it should be the other team's ball.
Yeah, I guess I'm not 100% sure. Like, I guess what I kind of would do, because maybe it's a little steep of a penalty, just hang on to the ball would be the answer. But what I would do, I think, is if you wanted not to have it go to the defense, it would have to go at the 25-yard line to the offense. So first and goal, second and goal, third and goal, but it's from the 25-yard line. That's all.
I don't know. I think they should leave it the way it is. I like that because it's
just hold on to the ball.
Right, you just hold on to the ball. You're right there. You march it all the way. You got to hold on to it.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think the NFL should change that. That would be stupid. Like we're rewarding too much of the offense. Where's it's turning into an offensive league the more time goes by, it seems like. Like we gotta reward the defense at some point. They can't already hit the quarterback. Now you're gonna give the offense another opportunity and they mess up on their, like, come on, bro. What's the defense supposed to do?
No. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. Like it's the one rule that benefits the defense, one of the limited amount of rules. I agree with that. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, that's stupid. They better not change that.
Well, they probably will, because the last time they changed a rule was because of something that happened in the Chiefs-Bills game, the overtime rule. So we'll see what happens. Okay, anything else on this game?
Watch out for the Chiefs, man. They might be. I think they're going back to Super Bowl. I don't think the as much as I want the Ravens to win, I don't think the Ravens are going to beat the Chiefs. It's just based on experience, Yeah. And I've seen this before. Like I said, the Chiefs look like the Patriots, bro. They really do. They're the Patriots of this era. They're gonna be around for a very long time. Everybody's gonna be annoyed by them.
Yeah, they're when you got a player like Mahomes, it's
still
inevitable.
Young. He's still young. He could play into his 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Quarterbacks, for sure, nowadays, the way they're protected, can play longer.
Protected, exactly. So Mahomes is, he's going to break all of Brady's records. He's already broken. They already broke Travis Kelce, and Mahomes already broke Brady and Gronk's record.
Yep, they did. Crazy's right. Where would you go if you're the Bills from here? What would you do? Because obviously there was an expectation this season. They didn't meet that expectation. It's like they
did, didn't they? They became the second seed.
Right,
when
their
expectation was were they 6-6?
Yeah. So their
expectation
is
turn it around.
Yeah. It's true, but their expectation was obviously Super Bowl, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sucks,
So
man. I don't know. I feel so bad. Ice Cube came out my mouth, but I feel so bad for Bills fans, man. It's like they can't catch a break, you know. And I'm a Pats fan, you know, but I'm not supposed to cheer for Buffalo, but
I
I
know.
want to see Buffalo. Like I want to see these new. Now that the Pats era is done, on we've been just dominant the NFL for 20 plus years, just bullying everybody. Now I kind of want to see like teams that haven't done anything or won anything do something.
No, yeah, even as somebody who, Dolphins fan, I was kind of hoping Lions Bills would be a fun Super Bowl,
That
because
would be
neither one of them won a Super Bowl yet. So that's what
right.
I was kind of hoping for.
Me
But
too.
unfortunately, the Bills are out of it. I don't know where they go from here. I think they'll keep their head coach. They maybe just get healthy because they
Yeah,
were riddled with injuries.
yeah, and that's the thing.
Um,
Like, I don't think they should fire McDermott or
yeah,
like I don't know. Like I said, that's the thing. I don't know where the Bills go from here because it's
yeah,
like I just don't know. You don't want to blow it up either. You know
no,
what I'm saying? So it's
right.
like I don't know. But that's that. How many years straight failing like this into the
Yeah,
Chiefs?
no. Well, that's the other thing. It's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. It's kind of like back in the 90s when you lost to Jordan. It's like, what do you do? Or like even in the 2000s, 10s when you would lose to LeBron James and the Heat or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like, well, what do you do? I don't know. Like they're just some players that are hard to beat. That's just the way it works.
I
So,
saw an Instagram comment last night. This guy felt so bad for the Buffalo Bill fans and the Buffalo Bill guy crying. Did you see that? The
yeah,
Bills
I
fan, he
did.
was
He got a
crying.
tat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I did see
Yeah,
that one. Yep.
this guy commented. I should have screenshotted it and sent it to you, but the guy said, "Man, I feel for these Bill fans. They lose 4 straight Super Bowls with Jim Kelly.
hmm
Get get bullied by Tom Brady for 20 plus years in their division, and now they can't get. Now they got Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
they
Isn't it
can't. They
sad?
can't. They
Uh,
can't get. They can't catch a break, bro. I was like, man,
no.
that's true. Get bullied by Brady for 20 years. Then Brady's gone. Then they're like, whew, now we got a chance. Then Patrick Mahomes comes through. It's like,
100%. Yeah,
that's
it's
tough,
crazy.
man. That's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next game. We're going to talk about the Detroit Lions beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sorry,
Oof.
Eric. What another good game. The Lions kind of put it away a little bit when they scored 2 touchdowns in a row. Kind of what they needed to do. The Bucs did have an opportunity to bring it back, and Baker Mayfield ended up throwing an interception to end the game. Which, for the most part, Baker just had a really good game. I thought overall. Jared Goff had a good game. Gibbs ran for almost 9 yards a carry. St. Brown showed up in a huge way. Mike Evans, almost 150 yards on the ground. Thoughts on the game? I mean, I'm sorry, in the air. Receptions, 150 yards in the air. Thoughts on the game, Isaac?
It was a great game.
Yeah.
Happy the Lions won. I'm glad they're in the NFC Championship game. Now they just got to finish it out in San Francisco. It's going to be a tough game, but I believe this squad can do it. I love what Dan Campbell's done with this team. I feel like these players are bought in. You could tell in the locker rooms after the game. You could tell like how here. You could tell how much the players love it and how much it means to them. Like I haven't seen a team hungrier than the Lions
Yeah.
in these playoffs. I feel like the Lions are the most hungriest. You saw. I mean, I know we'll probably talk about the 49ers game, but based on how the Niners played the Packers and
Mhm.
the Lions looked the most hungriest in the NFC.
Yeah.
I don't. Tampa Bay didn't look hungry to me. Obviously, Dallas was a joke. Philly was a joke, and San Francisco. I mean, I was very disappointed in them. So
hmm
I think the Lions could go down there and do it.
Well,
The,
don't get my hopes up, but yeah.
the way
So there was a
they've
couple.
been playing pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, no, I know. But so when it comes to the Bucks, where I think they kind of screwed up in the game is I don't understand how in a close game when you're running 6 yards a carry with your running back, White he averaged
Rashad
6 yards
White,
a
yeah,
carry.
he
Yeah,
played
yeah.
good.
Yeah, he only had 9 carries though. How do you only carry the ball 9 times? By the way, 13 total carries. It was a close game throughout the entire most of the game was close, right? That's
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say. So how don't you run the ball more? How don't you run the ball more than 13 times? That's what I don't understand. Um, so that's number one as far as a confusing thing, I think. And the other thing was
two
the
point
blitz.
conversion.
Yeah, well, that we'll get to in a second. But the other area I would say that was a big factor throughout the game was the free blitzers that they could not for some reason stop for the Lions, and how Baker Mayfield was under pressure a lot of the game, and I think that led to that interception because that a free blitzer came, and obviously Baker panicked and threw that ball where it shouldn't be. So those were the two
Yeah,
things that I think really hurt the Bucs throughout the game.
yeah. The Baker Mayfield, through those two picks, that's you got to win the turnover battle.
Yeah.
The Bucks didn't do that. The Lions played great defense. And Hutchinson, man,
Yep. He's been good.
he's
He's been good
nice.
for them.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
nice, man, and he put a lot of pressure, and he got to Baker Mayfield. Did he get like 2 sacks that game?
Yeah, two or one and a. They
I
have
think he
him
got. I thought he had like
here.
2 sacks, but
No, he just one
oh, he
actually,
just
but
had
he
one.
had yeah, just one. Yeah. But I mean, he got to Baker a couple times. Like he
Yeah, he
forced
was he was
him to
he was
get rid of ball.
pressuring
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
you
And that's
know,
almost more important than sacks because you can get one sack in a game but not pressure the quarterback at all versus like getting 4 to 5 pressures a game and not getting to the quarterback. I just think that's more important. So,
right.
one of the interceptions, to be fair to Baker, I think was off of Mike Evans' hands. It should have been caught. It was Evans or Godwin, someone over the
It
middle
was. I think
should
it
have
was
been
Mike.
caught.
Yeah, it was Mike.
Yeah, yeah. And CJ Gardner Johnson was the one that picked it off, which annoyed my younger brother, who's a Bucks fan, because that was the one that was calling out Baker Mayfield all week. And I was
Yeah, he
like,
was
of
talking
course, Eric.
trash. Yeah, he you
Yeah,
saw you
yeah.
saw he gave him the ball after they just handed it to him.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
he went like on Instagram Live, and he was like talking trash about Baker and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what he has against them. Do they have like beef or something that we don't know about?
Yeah, I think it stems back from Baker. Well, let me think. Baker was a Panther and Johnson was a Saint at the time, so there must be
Mm,
some stuff back
that
then.
makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
But now they're both on different teams and there's still beef. So I
Oh.
don't know.
Do
Yeah.
you think
So anyway,
everybody's saying to get, but because this is Baker's headed to free agency, right? So
technically, yeah. Mm-hmm.
you think they should keep him, resign him?
I,
He had a good year, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I think yeah. That's what I was going to ask. Where do Bucks go from here? But before we talk about that, can we just talk about that 2 point attempt first?
Oh yeah. That was
Yeah, let's
terrible.
talk about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
First of
garbage.
all, anybody that says it's a pass interference call, it was not because Mike Evans. What Mike
He
should have
kept going
done,
backwards.
right?
He
He
should have
stopped.
committed to the ball instead
Yeah,
of
that's
going
right.
backwards. Yeah.
Right.
So,
So it was not pass interference. Number two, they should have never went for 2 point conversion anyway.
mm-mm.
Like that is the most stupidest strategy in the NFL that I've ever seen in my life, and I've only seen it work one time, and that was in Miami. Of course, it worked against the Dolphins, but Clint and me had a debate about this. He kind of likes it, but I'm like, dude, it just doesn't make sense because it doesn't factor in a lot of different like like factors like momentum. It doesn't factor in defense. It doesn't factor in whether you're good at getting short conversions, like 2 point conversions. Like if 52% of the time you'll make a 2 point conversion, that's generally speaking, but it doesn't factor any game flow. So I just didn't like it there. I don't typically like it anyway. I'd rather them get the touchdown, kick the extra point, keep the momentum, and if you want to go for the win, do it the second time. Do it the
Right.
second time, not the first time.
That would make more sense.
Right.
Because then
Right.
you're like, if you don't like what you just said, you don't make it. Now you're in a
Hmm.
hole. Now you have to do it the
Right.
second time. You have to, or
Right.
else because you can't kick an extra point because you blew it. So
Right.
it sucks, man. Like I don't know what I don't know who called that call. Was that Bowles?
Yeah, I think Bowles called it. Yeah.
See, this is why I don't know. I think the Bucs should move on from him.
Well, it's hard to say though because I felt like the Bucks overachieved this year. Like so it's like is he getting the best out of the talent he has? Look at Baker, how good he was this year. Like he seems to find something. I think it was just a bad decision, but I think it's not just him. Other coaches are doing this too. It's becoming a pattern in the NFL, and I don't understand why
It's the
teams are
Dan
like,
Campbell
hey,
effect.
well, yeah, but why
Dan
why
Campbell
the
was
first
going
two?
for
Yeah. Yeah. It's like if you're
it.
down 14 points, go for two the first touchdown. It's like, no,
Right.
that doesn't make sense. You can't just blanket
Well, why,
statement.
why just take the field goal, kick it out, take the extra point out, and everybody make everybody force going for two.
Yeah, that's one thing you could do. I don't know
You
about
think
that,
that would
but
be crazy?
it'd be crazy. I think it'd be a little bit more interesting, but I just think like it's so funny them justifying it, just justifying it. So I think Enzo agrees with us. I think that's what's going on here. Yeah.
He's taking knocking my headphones out.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, he's agreeing with us though. Yeah, it's dumb rule. Oh, okay. Did you hear the Lions picked up Zach Ertz today?
Yes, I did. I just heard
Yeah.
about that right before
So
I
I'll be.
got on. So
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. So where do the Bucks go from here? You think they re-sign Baker?
yeah, I mean, they should. Who else is? There's not a lot of good quarterbacks.
No,
Like
no.
the quarterback, like unless you're Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson,
Yeah.
those are the only three like star caliber quarterbacks. Although Jordan Love has turned into a star, though, I will say. I
But
think he's
we'll
gonna be a
talk about
star
him in a
this
second.
league. Yeah, we're gonna get into that, but
Uh,
I told you, Ryan, and I hate the Packers, but I told you, he's looked nice.
uh,
He looked nice. He just
he
did that
he.
questionable play, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. By the way, I
yeah,
think
they gotta
that's
get you
what they
gotta
need to do.
resign Baker though. You
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to.
and then find a way to re-sign Mike Evans as well. By the way, I think
Absolutely,
that's yeah,
absolutely. Mike deserves his money.
yeah. You can't just let that guy
He's
go.
been
So
balling, yeah.
yeah.
But that's if Mike wants to leave though. You think Mike wants to leave, or you think
Um,
he'll want to
I think
restay?
I think he'll want to stay. Don't because
Hi Megan, welcome back to the
um
living shit. No, I've been
yeah
dead. I came back to
yeah
life.
yeah I do think he'll want to stay. I don't know. Maybe I just think there's something to starting and finishing a career somewhere. Um, that not a lot of players do anymore. It's kind of unique if he could do that. And they're not too far away from being a competitive team as long as Baker continues to play at the level he played at. That makes
Right,
sense.
right.
So, uh, that's my thought. Yeah.
No, but
What?
Bucks should be Bucks just got to re-sign Mike and Baker, and I think that they brought it back.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree. I think,
because the
and
NFC South is trash. So
correct. It is. You want to talk about the next game?
yeah,
Okay, let's go to our next game. So this was the game you kind of referred to. The 49ers outlast the Green Bay Packers.
so happy.
Uh they
Where's
survived them.
Drip at? He ate it here.
Yeah. He doesn't want to show up.
You don't want to talk about this.
What an interesting game. Pouring rain, obviously, it affected some of the QB play. What were your thoughts on the game, Isaac, and the Packers losing? But it looked like they were in a position to win this game.
Yeah, the Packers looked really good. I was like, whew, I thought the Packers were gonna win.
Yeah, me too.
I thought for sure. I mean, the Niners. I mean, Christian McCaffrey played good, but what up, Ivan? How's it going? How are you doing? Oh, excuse me. But yeah, the Packers. I thought the Packers were gonna win. Jordan Love, man, bro. Jordan Love's gonna be a star in this league. I think they gonna forget about Aaron Rodgers and who he even was, because I think Jordan Love gonna win more than just one Super Bowl for them.
Yeah, we'll
Like
see
Aaron
about
Rodgers
that.
did. I mean, I'm just being honest.
You
And
can
I'm
be
not a
honest.
Packers
I
fan.
appreciate your honesty. I'm just saying,
I want
like,
the Packers to lose just as much as you do, Ryan. But Jordan Love looked nice, bro. I'm seeing he's this was his first year under center, so
Yeah.
of course he's gonna make that mistake. It was a dumb mistake. I don't know who told him to run right and then throw it across his body. I mean, like you gotta throw that away.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Got plenty of
regarding that,
time.
yeah, regarding that play, I 100% agree. He needs to throw it away. A veteran quarterback would not make that mistake.
Right.
But what I will say is, I mean, like some veterans would, like Brett Favre. Did you see the side by side with him and Brett Favre? When
Yeah,
Brett
for the
Favre,
Minnesota
it's like,
Vikings.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically the same play, which was
But
hilarious.
that's a different scenario though, because I think the Vikings I think that was like a fourth down or a third down.
I think it was third, and he was trying to get in the field goal range.
Right. But he didn't
Yeah,
have a
so
lot of
it was a
time
little,
though.
yeah,
And I don't think
yeah.
Minnesota had a lot of timeouts. They didn't have all three timeouts.
I don't think so. I'd have to look back. I
Yeah.
think you're right, though. I think it's a little different, but veterans make that mistake too. The one thing I will say is Matt LaFleur the last 2 weeks have called really good games. Beautiful games,
Yes,
good
he
game
has.
plan.
Matt LaFleur is a
That
good coach.
Yeah, that last play though, it wasn't a good play call.
No.
It just wasn't, because I don't know if you saw, but like every wide receiver was 15 yards downfield or more. So you in that situation, you didn't need a chunk play. So don't put your young QB, in my opinion, just don't put him in a position where he's going to make a mistake like that, where
Right.
he's going to have to try to do something silly like that. That's the only defense I'd have for Love. It was still a bad throw. You don't make that throw, but
Nope.
you can't put um your
Quarterback in
young
that
quarterback in
position.
that position, in my
Exactly.
opinion. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
Now,
Brock Purdy, he didn't look too hot.
no, he didn't.
It was more Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey saved them. If they didn't have McCaffrey, Packers would have rolled all over them. Jordan Love was the better quarterback that day.
Or if the what's their names there would have picked the ball off once or twice. They definitely dropped one pick six. The Packers did.
They did.
Possibly two. But it just blows that's the part, is like where the Packers just didn't kind of take advantage of the opportunity that the 49ers were giving them. They did not do very good at like grabbing those moments, so to speak.
Right.
Like, because they could have easily. I felt like I couldn't believe the Niners were in this game at one point in the first half. I'm like, how is this not a bigger lead for the Packers? So it's unfortunate, but I think that's just the youth of the Packers right now. They're
Right.
still the youngest playoff team, right?
But right,
Yeah.
that's the scary thing though.
Well,
They're young.
I know. Did you see the quote, I guess, Matt LaFleur had about his kicker?
Mm-mm. Oh, I think he said that he praised. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So
That's
I guess
terrible.
he did clarify that. I don't know if he got caught up in the moment, but he clarified his words. I don't think he meant
Like
it
it
came
that
out the
way?
way he meant it. Yeah, I think he was like praying for his success, not praying that he'll make it. Like, something like that. I didn't read it, but that's what I'm assuming. But in any case, if you're praying for your field goal kicker, maybe you should just get a different kicker in any instance, no matter what the prayer might be
Crosby
about.
would have missed that too. Mason Crosby wasn't all that. He missed a lot of kicks too.
Well, I don't know though, but like a veteran kicker might have been better in that situation. Is all I'm saying. I don't know for sure, but I do know like that kicker the Packers hasn't been good all year. So, he's been up and down. So,
Yeah. He said, "Yeah, bro,
but
that Green Bay, that was a tough loss." Yeah.
yeah. And it was tough for Lions fans, because we were like Lions fans were rooting for Green Bay to host the last game.
Right, because that game would
Detroit.
have been in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lions fans were in a weird spot.
I don't know, Ryan. You'd rather play the Packers than the Niners?
I would rather play at home against the Packers than go on the road against the Niners. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a division rival. The game
Yeah,
to go
and
to the Super Bowl, and they already beat y'all on Thanksgiving in Detroit. So
yeah,
the
we
Packers
beat
ain't
them
afraid.
too, though. Well, yeah,
but
I'm
Detroit,
not.
but Green Bay's not afraid.
Well, do you know? Well, right, but you know that the
I think
the
going to
Niners.
San Francisco for Detroit is good for them. because Detroit could be like, oh look, Green Bay gave them a run and almost won. Detroit got a
Yeah,
lot of confidence right now.
yeah. So here's the thing, like the Niners rushed almost 6 yards a carry on the Packers. Christian McCaffrey did. So it's like the Lions' run game would definitely have worked against the Packers in Detroit.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
the same could be said about the Packers running 6 yards a carry on the Niners, is that Lions should be able to run on the 49ers. It's the
Oh
advantage, the
yeah,
whole, like,
Gibbs is gonna eat.
as long as they play him. That's one thing I didn't mention in the last about the Lions. I didn't understand some of the, like, towards the end of the game, they stopped running the ball and they were letting Jared Goff cook, but it also put the Bucs in a position to get the ball back where they should have ran Gibbs more. Gibbs was having himself a game and they stopped. So I just guess at home I'd rather have Green Bay than go into the Niners, because have you heard the last week's game was like top 5 of the most loudest
Yep.
stadiums? Like the fans are really showing up for the Lions. So
Oh,
I would have
absolutely.
rather had it in Detroit, and I really don't care who the
Oh,
opponent was.
that would have been a
Yeah.
great NFC Championship game. I was
Yeah.
rooting for that, but I'm glad the
Yeah.
Packers lost though. I'm glad they
Yeah.
did. You know, but
Me
that would have
too.
been cool if it would have been Green Bay and Detroit in the NFC Championship game. That would have been
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So, but we'll get the Niners. Where do the Packers go from here?
Um, Run it back.
Yeah.
They're
That's simple.
Run it back.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You don't gotta change that. You don't gotta change no coordinators. You don't gotta change the coach. You don't gotta do nothing.
Which is crazy to me, because if you were to ask a Packer fan, they're like, like all season, Joe Barry, Joe Barry. And I totally agree with them. It's not like I didn't feel the same way. Like, yeah, they got to get a different defensive coordinator. But the last 2 games, I thought Joe Barry did fine.
He
Like,
did.
right? Like,
He
yeah.
did.
So it might be a blessing for the NFC North, though, because if they keep with Joe Barry, just saying, it could help the NFC North a little bit. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Anything else on this game?
No, I think we covered everything.
Okay, let's talk about the last game. There's not a lot to talk about in the next game, because it was kind of, this is exactly what I kind of predicted to happen. If you didn't get to listen to our podcast last week, it's because Isaac was sick. But I had a friend join me, did a podcast, and we talked about this game, and I said basically that the Texans would keep it close early and then the Ravens would kind of pull away.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened. It was 10-10 going into halftime, and then the Ravens just rolled the Texans the rest of the way. So, any thoughts on this game?
Team to beat right there. Ravens. Ravens are the team to beat. They're the hottest team. They're the favorites to win it all. It's their Super Bowl to lose. You know, but they got that Patrick Mahomes coming into their building, and you know this is where Lamar Jackson got to earn his stripes. This game, this AFC Champ game, this is what matters. I think he got his very first playoff. That was his very first playoff win of his career, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Not was it his first ever?
I thought it was.
It could be.
Yeah, I don't think he won a playoff
Good
game
call,
in his
man.
career. Yeah, so that was his first one against the Texans. It's cute, but now you gotta. If he could beat Patrick Mahomes in the AFC, they're gonna win the Super Bowl. I think the
Okay.
Ravens will win the Super Bowl. I'm going for the Lions. I want the Lions to win it all, but the Ravens are the best team right now in the NFL.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but we'll see. You know, see. I just hope Lamar doesn't choke in the AFC Championship game, because I don't know if it's, like I said, it's theirs to lose, man. I don't think anybody can beat them. Only they can beat themselves.
Yeah. So Lamar Jackson in this game had 100 yards on the ground and 150 yards in
He had
the
like
air.
2 touchdowns, didn't he?
Yeah,
Or he had
and
one
2 touchdowns. Well, he had a total of 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had 4 touchdowns. He had 2 rushing
Yeah.
touchdowns and 2 passing. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, so he had himself a game.
Yes, he did.
On the other side, CJ Stroud, I thought he did fine considering the amount of pressure he was under, like as far as like the Ravens were all over him. But it's funny because I just looked, the Ravens didn't actually sack him all game, but if you watch the game, he was under pressure all the time. but he didn't. Not only did he not take a sack, but he also didn't throw an interception, which is also impressive for a rookie quarterback not to do. And having a run game that only averaged 2.7 yards a carry as well. So I thought, despite how bad the Texans were and how much they got rolled, the CJ Stroud still played good considering the circumstances he was dealing with.
You're right. The Stroud, they're gonna be fine. You know,
Yeah.
Stroud, this is his very first year being a rookie,
Yeah.
everything like that. Not worried about it. You know, the Texans, I feel like they they overachieved big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Expectations. Nobody thought the Texans were gonna be in the divisional round. At least I didn't think so. You know, this was the Jaguars division, and the Jaguars just choked it away. So, um, Texans are
Agreed.
going to be around. CJ Stroud's going to be a name we're all going to get to know, and he's going to be a star in this league. So I'm not worried about that at all. Not worried about it.
100. Yep, 100% agree. I'm with you as well. And really the Texans, as far as where they go from here, is just keep building. Like that's what you gotta do. Keep building.
I like
Find.
D'Amico. Is that how you say his name? D'Amico Ryan?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, D'Amico
Yeah, the
Ryan's a good
coach.
coach.
Yeah.
He's a good
Yeah.
coach. And I think
Yep.
it's perfect with a rookie quarterback and a young coach like that. I feel like it's going to be good. So
100% agree. Agreed. I think they're looking good. Okay, man. You ready to go on to our next topic?
yeah.
Let's talk about coaching. So there's been some coaching hires, interviews, all that stuff. I just wanted to get your thoughts on Mayo. We haven't talked about that, him being hired by the Pats. How you feeling about the hire of Mayo to the New England Patriots? Oop. Yep. Yep. Yeah. It sounds like he is going to have a culture change, that's for sure. Just the way he treats media already, or how he talks about the way he likes to communicate. So I think that's going to be good for the Patriots, is that he has that. It's just going to be a little different than Belichick. I think that'll be nice. New vibes in New England. So we'll get Isaac's opinions a little bit more after. I'll just talk about some of the interviews, maybe some of the matches that we like moving forward. Bill Belichick has interviewed twice with the Atlanta Falcons. So if the Atlanta Falcons end up with Bill Belichick, I think that could be good for the Falcons. They have a lot of weapons. They do need a quarterback, which Bill Belichick will have to work with that. But Bill Belichick, if he ends up on Atlanta, he obviously would coach up that defense. I think that would be a good fit if he ends up being a Falcon. Um, Isaac, you're back.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, just give me your
Yeah,
2 second.
sorry about that. That was my son.
No, that's okay. Just what your thoughts if the Atlanta Falcons hired Bill Belichick?
It would be
He
weird. It'd be
weird.
weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would go to the Falcons. You know, I mean, if he's trying to chase down Shula's record, why would you go to Falcons? I don't see. Only way I could see him going there is because the division's terrible, but you don't got a quarterback.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Right,
Yep.
so I don't know if that fits with Belichick, but I don't know. He's weird.
Yeah, the funny thing, if it worked for Belichick, he would have Kyle Pitts, which we've seen what he can do with a really good tight end.
Right.
He would have Drake London and he would have Bijan Robinson. So he'd have skill players. The defense wasn't horrible this year; it was fine. So Bill Belichick would be able to coach up the defense, but really it just comes down to as long as he lets somebody else do the grocery shopping, the GM, he'll
That
be
ain't
okay.
happening.
Yeah, we'll see. That's what I'm with you on that.
But you were saying
The
to me about the Pats getting
Yeah,
Jerome
yeah. So
Mayo.
yeah, I think it's good. It's a new vibe
It's a
change.
new vibe, right?
Yeah,
And I think that's what I like most about it. It's exciting. It's something new, you know.
right, right.
Um, but I mean, me personally, I wanted Vrabel, you know.
Yeah,
But it's like and reason being is because Vrabel's proved he could play. He could coach in the postseason. You know, he beat us, and he beat. Did he beat? Who did he beat? Yeah, he beat the Baltimore Ravens, didn't he?
yes. I
That
think you're
year
right.
when
Mhm.
Lamar won the MVP that year. So you know, Vrabel's a good coach. I think they had a terrible year this year with the Titans, but you know, I feel like Vrabel got good coaching experience. You know, Jerome Mayo, this is his first time being the head coach, so it's gonna be a lot of mistakes, obviously. You know, and every rookie coach is gonna mess up. So I'm not expecting Jerome Mayo to make us a playoff contender. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
But I don't know. Like I said, it's cool because it's something new. You know, we'll see what he does.
Yeah, yeah. For your sake, getting variable would have been huge. But yeah, we'll see. Mayo maybe be the guy that can help right the ship, so to speak. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
And why is Jim Harbaugh even trying to? Is he coming back? He's trying to come back to the NFL.
Sounds like it. So he's been interviewed by the Chargers, and
See, I
there was
thought Belichick only interviewed with Atlanta.
I'm trying to see for sure. I thought he interviewed twice for Atlanta, and I thought he did
It's
do an interview with
weird.
the Chargers. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that is the case.
That's
Um,
so weird.
yeah.
He's not even look. He didn't even meet on any other teams, right?
Uh, so he second interview with the Falcons. Let's go to the Chargers. So the Chargers have interviewed basically everyone they could. Mike Vrabel, they interviewed. Jim
I like
Harbaugh,
Vrabel in LA.
that would be a good hire, I think.
That would be.
Uh, but no Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick has not hired. I think the only place he's interviewed looks like the Falcons.
That's it, right?
Yeah, I'm
That's
not seeing
crazy.
his name on these other ones. Huh. Yep. I think that's the only one. So yeah, we'll see. I like the pairing of Vrabel or Jim over to the Chargers, but we'll see what happens.
I just don't understand why Belichick would go to the Falcons. Yeah,
Mind blowing.
that doesn't make any
Well,
sense. You
yeah,
beat
we'll
that
have to.
team 28-3, came back from 28-3, and you're gonna go be with you're gonna finish out your coaching career with them? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I would assume that he would just go somewhere where he can get a quarterback, that the quarterback's in place, and all he has to do is fix up the defense. But nope.
Oh, now I understand why people said he should go to the Tennessee Titans. He was born in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh,
I didn't
did
know
not.
that.
But he did not. He did not interview with the Titans, though.
No.
So
Huh.
he's got his soul, like his eyes are solely on
Atlanta Falcons. That's
the Falcons.
why. That doesn't
Uh,
make any sense.
yeah. So any predictions you think? I think Bill ends up the Falcons coach. It's just the way it's looking right now.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where Jim Harbaugh would go. Um,
So he's interviewed for the only the Chargers job, it looks like.
Interesting.
So
Hmm.
he Chargers maybe? Yeah.
And I'm hearing the Cowboys ain't fired Mike McCarthy after choking in the wild card to the
Yeah, they're
Packers.
keeping with him. Yeah, I
What is
know.
Jerry Jones? See, this is why the Cowboys will never win a Super Bowl again. Jerry Jones is what's keeping is holding the Cowboys back.
Jerry Jones likes McCarthy because McCarthy listens to him. That's why. If you brought in someone like Bill Belichick or someone like Jim Harbaugh, he wouldn't have, or Vrabel, he wouldn't have the control. And
Right.
I think partly too is he wants to credit because that's what the reason why him and Jimmy Johnson didn't work out
Right.
longer. It was because Jimmy was getting all the credit, which I just think is silly that he's
Like, you're the
like
owner. Who
that.
cares? Like, Bob Kraft didn't care about that.
Yeah, I know.
Like, just
Yep.
win me championships, bro. Like, you're a multi-billionaire. Why do you need credit?
Correct. Correct.
I
I
don't get
agree.
it. That's what I'm saying. Jared Jones holding the Cowboys back, man.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Anything else on the coaching searches? Obviously, Ben Johnson's a big name, but I don't really want to talk about the coaches that aren't available to be hired yet because
Yeah, they're
they're in the
still
playoffs still.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Raheem
Yeah,
Morris
no.
has been a hot take. Oh, Antonio Pierce, he was hired by the Raiders. How do you feel about that?
That's a good sighting. I think Pierce could turn that team around, that franchise around. I like his energy. I feel like the players bought into them, so
Well,
bought into
I'm
him
with you.
better than Josh McDaniels. I don't know where McDaniels is gonna go. I don't think he's gonna be in the NFL ever again because he's
Unless
never
if
gonna
unless
get a
if
head coaching job
yeah, the only way he's back is if Bill Belichick hires him as their offensive coordinator again.
to the Falcons.
Wherever he goes, yeah. Which I could kind of see because Bill Belichick likes his guys. That's part of the
Yeah, this
reason
is
why.
this is what doesn't make sense. Like, why does all of Bill Belichick's, like, all his coordinators that he's ever had, they never succeeded elsewhere?
Well, Flores did. Flores did,
Yeah,
and so did Bill O'Brien succeeded. Like he didn't win a Super Bowl, but he got to the playoffs a lot of times. Like,
yeah, I guess. But like
yeah, I
McDaniels, but
mean,
like Josh
right,
McDaniels, Charlie
right.
Wise,
And
Romeo
Patricia.
Crennel, Matt
Patricia.
Patricia.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like Romeo Crennel was a very, very good defensive coordinator.
Well,
And
really, it's
Charlie
because
Wise was
Bill.
a very good offensive coordinator too.
Well, two reasons. Okay. Number one, Bill Belichick actually probably coaches the defense, if we're being honest, right? And
Okay.
number two, it's easy for any offensive coordinator to look good when Tom Brady is your quarterback. It's just, that's
But Charlie Wise
that,
was at the beginning of Brady's career, though. Like, Brady wasn't,
yeah,
like, I feel like that you could say that more
right,
about Josh McDaniels.
fair. Charlie Wise, where did he end up going? I remember.
He went to Notre Dame.
Right, but what did an NFL team hire him or no?
Oh, I don't know if he ever was a head coach of the NFL. I know Romeo Crennel was. He was I think he went to the Browns right away after those 3 Super Bowls. I
Okay,
think
yeah,
Yeah, Charlie Wise
right.
only went to the Notre Dame. That's what I remember. He was the Notre Dame's head coach.
Oh, you're right.
With
Yeah, and then he was offensive coordinator for the Chiefs for 1 year.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
He went 10-6 that year, and now he's with the Kansas Jayhawks. Oh no, he's no longer there though.
Yeah, he's
He
retired.
has yeah, he's retired now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, New England, those 2003 and 2004. Oh, 2000, wait, 2000.
He was a he
Oh,
was
2000 to 2004, he was the Patriots
he was the
offensive.
Patriots tight end coach, the Patriots running back coach, and the Patriots wide receiver coach from 93 to
Oh yeah.
96.
Yep.
So he knew the Pats offense pretty well way before Belichick was there.
Yeah, it was under Parcells.
Yeah, Parcells, yep.
Bill
And he was the
Parcells.
offensive coordinator for the Jets.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, no, but honestly, I don't know why I think that a lot of it's the Patricia thing. I just can tell you, and Josh
Right.
McDaniels, like,
Yeah.
they go in there acting like they're Bill Belichick without being Bill Belichick, and that's the biggest problem with
That
any
is the
Bill
big
Belichick.
problem. I think that's why but I think that's like why a lot of players probably don't respect them because
Right.
they're not being themselves.
Correct. No, you're probably right about that.
They're not having
100%.
their own coaching, go to or motto, I should say. They feel like what
Correct.
Belichick's philosophy, what he did in New England, is going to work everywhere else, and that's not the case.
Nope.
And look, even Bill Belichick struggled with his own philosophy after Brady left. That's what I'm saying. It was more Brady than Belichick for
We
all
don't have
those
to have that
years.
discussion
Yeah,
right
I think
now.
we got to
You're
one of these
yeah,
days,
one of these days
Ryan.
when it's a slow
I'm
day,
telling you,
we will
coaching's
talk about that.
overrated. Coaching is
No, no,
overrated.
we're not gonna
I'm not
talk
saying it's
about
not
it
needed. I'm
today.
not saying
We're not,
it's not needed, Ryan, but it is way overrated.
we're not gonna talk about it today.
We don't pull up
Okay.
those text messages.
Yeah. Let's just read them back and forth. We should have like two. We should just do a podcast with AI reading our text messages back and forth.
That'd be
Um.
funny.
Uh. Just behind the scenes, me and Isaac, I was supposed to be getting stuff done around the house, and Isaac and I text for about 3 hours on this stuff, and I told him,
Straight,
I
like
can't
back to
do this
back.
right now. Yeah, I'm not even joking. And then I would leave it alone, and then he would draw me back in, and then I'd leave it and draw me back in. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Okay, anything else for today?
No, that should be everything.
Okay, so guys, if you're listening, we are actually going to do something unique Friday. We are going to do, and because we missed last week, Friday, we are going to do a podcast and we are going to talk a little bit about these predictions, these games coming up, the Chiefs against the Ravens, the 49ers against the Lions. We'll talk a little bit about it and predict and any other coaching news that happens in that time. It won't be a super long podcast, but we will be live. So if you have your own thoughts, your own opinions, come in, give them in your, predictions, whatever the case may be. And we will be on Wednesday, correct? For our NBA?
For NBA.
NBA, we're going to catch up. There's trades that you missed, Isaac. Trades that we got to talk about that you missed. And then we're going to continue to grade, give some progress reports out on Wednesday morning. So come join us. What time we doing that?
We can do it right at 7 a.m. right away.
Okay, we'll shoot for that. Okay, man. Anything else?
That should be it. Fun being back, man. It was fun being back. I missed it.
I'm glad you're back too.
I missed so much, guys.
Yeah. Well, what did
Ivan said? Lamar Jackson is the only man that could save us from a Taylor Swift Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be. Everybody said it's gonna be Lions and Chiefs in the Super Bowl, that Week 1 matchup. It's gonna be Eminem versus Taylor Swift.
That's a one big thing going around.
I heard it.
There was another thing about like the logo. There's a lot of conspiracies going around, but the logo is like purple and red. So apparently the last 3 Super Bowls, the logo that they use is 2 different colors, and every time it's predicted the right team, like it was red and green when the Chiefs and the Eagles made it. Yeah. So I think that's so people are predicting that it's going to be the Niners and Ravens because of the red and the purple. So,
oh gosh,
yeah, we'll see.
I don't want to see the Ravens and the Niners.
No,
I want Detroit coming out the NFC. I don't care if it's against the Chiefs or the Ravens. I don't want the Niners in the Super Bowl. I like Brock Purdy. I think he's got a great story, and I like Christian McCaffrey. Like, don't get me wrong, I rooted for the Niners last year. I hate the Eagles. But Detroit got to go to the Super Bowl, man. That would be so cool.
Yeah, Detroit for sure. And then we'll talk about we're gonna come up when we talk Friday, I'm gonna come up with the best storylines for each Super Bowl and rank them. We'll rank them together. So
I was actually watching that on YouTube. Like they ranked like the 56 Super Bowls. They ranked it.
Oh yeah, well I'm talking about, we're gonna, like, let's say if the Chiefs and Lions are the Super Bowl, what are the storylines, and then out of the 4 possible matchups, where do we rank that against like the other 3 possible matchups? Does that make sense? So like rank it against the 49ers and Ravens. What storylines would come out of that? Okay, where is that? Is that the first matchup you want to see, or is that the 4th? You know what I'm saying? So we'll do that too. That'll be kind of fun.
Gotcha.
Okay. Anything else, man?
Should be it.
Okay, well, glad you're healthy. Thanks for coming back and talking sports with me. We'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it again Wednesday. Everybody else, come join us on Wednesday. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube, the Boxscore Sports Podcast, and follow Isaac, my man, at Sourly Lemon on Twitch and Twitter and also YouTube. So that's our following. Follow us there.
Absolutely. All right, Ivan. He said, "See you guys. Take care then."
See you, Ivan. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for joining. We'll be back Wednesday morning, guys.
Okay. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, guys. Bye.
Record.